What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to Loot Rock TV. And today, I just want to jump right into it. I want to talk about some hobby news, some discussion, some great content out there in regards to modern versus vintage, grading, card trimming, gambling, and I had some thoughts on it. But, you know, I've been in the game for a little bit. I've been in the hobby game, you know what I'm saying? And one of my favorite movies is The Matrix, the original. And it's deja vu, you know? A lot of these issues don't really affect me per se, because I'm a collector. I'm gonna get what I want. I'm gonna get what I like. So a lot of the card trimming, grading, that doesn't affect me because I've been through this. So the first channel I want to talk about is Cardboard and Plastics. Found him recently, really enjoy his stuff. Good insight, great collection. And you know, he dabbles and touches on the card trimming. I guess this came to light because at least where I saw it on Instagram. I forgot the guy's name. I don't want to give him credit anyways, but he shows how to properly trim a card, and people went bananas. Now me, I think it was like 2019, the national that year, maybe the year after that, you know, involving PWCC and Edward Scissorhands, you know, people like Robert Block, Kevin Burge. I wrote notes. I didn't want to miss anything. It's like A Beautiful Mind over here. Great movie. Check that out. You know, notorious people known in the hobby for trimming cards were submitting large amounts of cards through PWCC. And, you know, everyone at that time was like, oh, PSA would never survive this. PWCC is done. I even think they had to come up with their own web page for a little bit because they had to leave eBay. I can't remember. This was years ago. Because like I said, we didn't think they were gonna come back. And wouldn't you know it, as new blood came into the hobby, new money came into the hobby. Either they didn't care or they were just ignorant to the history of PSA, and now PSA is still the 800-pound gorilla. What can you do? You know, I mean, the same people who are complaining about PSA are the same people sending hundreds of cards, complaining about the prices, still sending cards, complaining about the backlog, still sending cards. Why would PSA change their model? Why would PSA change anything? They're still making money. They're still the top dog. Either as a consumer, you continue doing the same old thing and complaining about the same old thing, or go to another card company. Which goes to another another topic that Cardboard and Plastics went into. SGC has a special for Bowman 23, $9 a card, to send your Bowman 23 cards for grading. $9 sounds like a great deal, but again, people complain. It's like, why would anyone want to do this? This is just for the flippers. What happened to the collectors? Well, again, you know, SGC is going to promote this because they're making money. They could care less if it's a 52 Mantle or a 2023 first Bowman prospect of a middle reliever. At the end of the day, same resources, same amount of energy is going to go into that card, and they're going to charge you for it. Now, would it be great? And as collectors, we've talked about it thousands of times. Oh, why don't they do a 70 special? Why won't they do you know, an American League MVP special? Or, you know, if MLB names a player of the month, you know, like Judge wins April player of the month. Send all your Judge cards in and we'll give you a special rate on all his cards. They won't do that because they don't make money off of that. But SGC is making tons of money because I'm sure Fanatic is behind it. They're giving them money to market it, giving them money to push this, to make Bowman 23 a more, viable product. They want to sell Bowman 23. So, I mean, Bowman back in the day used to be fun, but they're just making so much of it. And it was one of those products that I used to go after. Bowman, Topps Flagship, Stadium Club, and Chrome. Those were the ones I always had to get. But I'm not excited about Bowman 23. It's just, it's everywhere. So I think Fanatic sees this. They're not going to stop printing cards, but they had to do something to make people be like, okay, let me pick up some more Bowman. And honestly, it's a great idea. It's a great marketing strategy. Get with the, one of the top 3 grading companies. Tell them, have a card special out there for their specific card. It's brilliant. So, yeah, would it be a great idea to do specials for collectors? Yes, but unless Fanatic pays for it or one of these, other companies, it's not going to happen. One thing that cardboard and plastics touched on that I don't really agree with in regards to gambling, I do like modern cards. I like all cards. And it's great to chase cards, for the hits. So I don't think gambling in that aspect will ever change. When it comes to the coin flips, when it comes to negotiations, I think there's no harm in that. He was alluding to the gambling in reference to like the breakers. You pay for certain teams, you pay for certain players. But again, as a consumer, gambling is a form of entertainment. If you want to burn your money doing that, chasing teams, because some people can't afford boxes of Flawless, but they can afford $100. And if they lose it, they lose it. If they manage to hit something, that's part of the entertainment, part of the story. I'm okay with it. But he was also connecting the gambling with sports card investors, using his kid. I don't believe that, especially in this generation where kids are so involved on their phones. They don't know how to communicate. They don't have no social skills. They don't know how to deal with money. Going to the flipping side of it, these young kids, they're walking around with hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars worth of cards. And they're learning, the fundamentals of business. Learning how to talk to people, learning how to negotiate deals on every level, small deals, little deals, they're learning inventory. I mean, these are life skills. And I'm not one for flipping, but I'm all for kids not on their damn phone flipping, not on their dang tablets. I'm all for it. Kids walking around, talking to people, networking, building relationships. I think it's great. And who am I to tell another father how to parent their kid? If he wants his kid to promote his YouTube channel, I'm fine with it. I'd be damned if someone tried to tell me what I should do with my kid. All right, so that's cardboard and plastics. Link will be in the description below. Check him out. I enjoy his channel. Another cat you might have heard is John Mangini, my big bro. Phenomenal collection, of course. No introduction is needed for him, so I'm going to stop talking about him. But he has an interesting, I love how his beautiful mind works. When it comes to alterations and altered cards and how people are actually changing the narrative, fake news, and saying it's not altered, it's restored, it's restoration of a card. It's like art. And he breaks it down to a science where, I totally agree with it. I was never one for, doctoring a card like the 71s or, making that corner a little extra special. There's guys at shows where he sells restoration kits. It's ridiculous. You know, he's got like little, it looks like pizza cutters, you know, to make that sure that edge is clean. I don't really think, you know, if it's a chrome card, you know, you wipe it down with a micro cloth to get rid of the fingerprints. I'm okay with that. But, you know, people have solutions. People are like, I don't know. It's just too much for me. I mean, you're doctoring the card. It's not like my man Mangini said, you know, the Mona Lisa, someone throws, you know, tries to destroy it. There's only one Mona Lisa. Of course, we will put the money, time, and effort to restore that one-of-a-kind piece of art. Not freaking a 1988 Donruss card. I mean, come on, man. And but it's part of the industry because now everyone is focused on the grade, and cardboard and plastics, going back to him, made excellent points about how, you know, people rather have a base card of, I think it was a Jordan Alvarez, because it was a PSA 10. That base PSA 10 was going more than a PS9 refractor of Jordan Alvarez, which blows my mind, you know. Another great philosopher in this hobby, you know, Eric Those Back Pages, what does he always say? He says, you cry, I buy. Because these guys are sending, hoping for these 10s, and they're getting 9s, 8s, and 7s. And my boy Eric snatches them up. And that's what collectors do. I'm like, you know, a baseball collector doesn't like sending in cards, but he'll buy a PSA. Especially if you could buy it for pretty much the price of grading. So check out John's video. I'll put a link in the description below. It's a shame that, you know, kids nowadays don't know what a card feels like, smells like. This was, this is my 5th or 6th grade handwriting bank cards. You know, that's what they were to me when I was a kid. You know, I went to the flea market, I went to yard sales, but this is the same box, you know, same box that I had as a kid. It's a whole bunch of 70s cards. And I got these cards for like $5-10 a shoebox. But you know what? I mean, oh, here's a bump Wells. When I was a kid, I went through these cards and I read them and I looked at them and you know, I was a kid and I smelled it. I know what a card felt like. I knew the dimensions of a card. I knew what it was supposed to. This is the hard knocks. This is where you get your education in the hobby. And kids nowadays don't have that because everything's encased, encapsulated. Don't get me wrong, I'm a raw guy through and through. ODB, great philosopher, baby, I like it raw. But, you know, when I buy online, I tend to look at graded cards just because I feel safer about it. But nowadays, kids will get a card packed fresh, set in an SGC or PSA because that's what they're told to do. And it's just a travesty. I mean, these kids will never know the basics of card collecting. It's just whoever a third party deems it is what it is. And I think that's a travesty. The third YouTuber I would like to talk about is my homeboy Brandon's baseball cards. And he uses this this incident involving John Morant as a reason why he focuses more on vintage versus modern cards. Now, let me preface this with, buy what you like. Like I said, I like modern cards, but, you know, especially as I get older, I tend to lean towards vintage. Now, when I rip cards with my little mini-me, Bob, yeah, I'll buy a little retail here and there, rip it, just to get that experience with her so she can get that experience. But it's true what my man Brandon says. I mean, how can you invest or buy these cards for thousands of dollars? Because John Morant, you know, he, like it or not, he's a top 3 player. He's a face of the league, and he's just pissing it away. I mean, talk about someone who doesn't learn. And did he do anything illegal? No, he did not. He was, but was he reckless with the firearm? Yeah, you know. I have firearms, I own firearms, but one thing that I am a proponent of is gun safety. And pretending you're in a rap video, hanging out, driving, you know, thinking you're something that you're not, handling a firearm the way that he was, is not cool. I mean, if he was at the gun range, if he was hunting, well, there'd be no issues. The issue is, you know, he is looked at as a role model, like or not. This, he ain't Charles Barkley. But when you have a firearm and brandish it the way he did, it's dangerous, it's reckless. And the reason this is a big deal is because he's already been told this. And now back to the collecting side of it. Look at Tatis. Tatis is another knucklehead. PED use. All his cars have tanked. You telling me these guys who like Tatis is can't miss? Well, his cars have plummeted. Julio Rodriguez came out the gate slow. His cars ain't. I mean, he's still a great player, but as far as like some of the prices that we're going for last year and this year, I mean, his cars have taken a nice little dip. Everyone's trying to get the next Mike Trout. Not every prospect's going to be Mike Trout. Look at San Antonio Spurs just got the #1 pick. They're talking about the 7-5 win by Yae. I think all I gotta say is remember Zion not too long ago. Who else? I mean, it's just a dime a dozen, man. Give the kid a couple years, and if he becomes something, then buy it. You know, you want to buy now when maybe they're unknown. But I mean, Wimbaye's rookie card, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. The kid from Paris, 7'5", looks like a taller version of Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's 6'10". His rookie cards out the gate are going to be thousands of dollars. Why don't you get the #5 pick for $5 and I hope he becomes something? That's just me. Like, it's not an investment if you're starting at $10,000 and maybe that card, you know, in a year is $11,000. Like, how much higher can it go? It's already at another level for me. You know, if you want to invest, start off on, you know, a not so hot name, and then, you know, make sure that money goes 10x. But I mean, to drop 10,000 on a car, unless you're a fan of San Antonio, I just don't see it. I mean, look at LeBron's rookie base cards. What are they going for? I mean, they're affordable still. All right. So, it's old advice from this old head. You know, just stay in your lane, buy what you like. You know, vintage is always going to be king. High grade vintage. Oh, the argument of, you know, I saw people saying, well, comic books are pressed and, you know, they get altered, you know, they fix the spine and then they get graded. Well, comic books ain't baseball cards, homie. You know, but that goes back to the restoration argument, which is crazy to me. I can't believe people were saying restoration. And that's that new blood, new money, the ignorant so-called collectors coming in. If you want to take advice from these flippers, because flipping and investing, to me, it's totally two different things. Investing, I always think of the long haul, the long game. You know, you buy a card, you hope it continues to move up over months and years. You know, you watch, you know, especially when I'm watching on my TV, you know, it's just in my feed, and you see these young cats still living at home, trying to give advice. I'm like, who are you to give advice? You still live with your folks. You haven't lived life. Yeah, you're traveling from card show to card show. That's great. But you probably do it on credit cards. You probably don't know what's going on. You're buying giving these little nuggets of knowledge by the GOATs. That's your advice, by the GOATs. By Jordan, by Kobe, by LeBron. That's your nuggets of advice. Look, if you want to take advice from a cat living in his mama's basement, go for it. It's your money. But flipping ain't investing. These cats, I've seen plenty of videos where they buy a card for $300 and within an hour they're like contradicting what they say about investing, you know, Get your money when you can. Get it. You know, I just made $200 in an hour. Where else can you do that? I'm going to take that extra money and buy another card and put in that card. I'm like, all right, great little nuggets right there. I mean, it's just common sense by the goats. Every time I hear that, I just laugh. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Get my thoughts together. So I'm done with those 3 great channels. Now I want to do 2 VRs. The first one is for my YouTube Hall of Fame buddy and brother in cards, Picker Jim S, sports card collector. Link is in the description below. He's doing a real cool thing. He wants us to shout out several channels with 300 or less subscribers. And I can't remember if he wanted us to show the cards that we were going to send to him or just send it to him. But I'll probably message him because I don't have the cards. But I do have several channels that need a little mention because these are great channels and they need a lot more than 300 subscribers. 3D 80s Kid, Concrete Buddy, Sci Guy 29. Now, Dean Gearhart, yeah, I collect it all, is at $3.91. But when I saw that, that just blew my mind. So Dean Gearhart, yeah, I collect it all. You need to check him out. Great collection. All these guys have great collections. Concrete Buddy, excellent collection. This guy probably has the best collection. And he's only at $294. Bananas. I don't get it. One of the world-class collection. They call him Nunchuck Man. Nunchuck Man only has 294 subs. But if you see this guy's collection, phenomenal. Return to Collecting has 160. My homeboy Rudolph 21, Best Clemente collection on YouTube. Then you gotta go with my homeboy Scott Maz, super underrated collection, sick. Great Clemente collector, great Mantle collector, great Jordan collector, Kobe collector, Scott Maz. Check him out. That's my homie. Sexton's Kentucky Cardboard, only at $197. Crazy. Stavin's Sports Cards, which is bananas to me. He's always on live streams and stuff. I thought he had a lot more. And then a newer channel, Stuke's Baseball Cards and Curiosities. A lot of cool stuff, man. I just discovered his channel, but he's shown some stuff I've never seen before. It's pretty cool. And then a surprising one with some old heads, some OGs on there. Insert Revolution Podcast is a collaborative channel with Amish Dave. But yeah, check them out. They're only at 103. So that's Picker Jim S's VR. Now, as far as my second VR, everyone knows Amio Tenny. Fire hands. Guy rips fire all the time. But he just changed his YouTube channel's name to Show Us Your Hits. Now, as you just saw the last 20 minutes of this video, I haven't been buying too much retail, too much modern. But my homeboy Scott Reindeer Studios sent me a hanger box, and I happened to hit, I believe this is going to be Pujols' last Topps card, and it is the Independence Day Parallel to 76. Probably the biggest hit I've had in a long time coming from packs, because I just don't buy packs like I used to. But yeah, this is a real nice hit. So appreciate that, and that will always stay with me because my homeboy gifted it to me. And but Amio Tenny, Show Us Your Hits, said it was okay to show pickups if you don't have too many ripped hits. And like I said, I haven't been buying too much because I just had some stuff done around the house, planning my daughter's quinceañera, which is a money pit. But in the beginning of the year, I did pick up a 1970 Hammering Hank, 1971 Hammering Hank. I got those for like 10 bucks a piece. 73 Willie Mays. I think I got that for like 20 or 30, I can't remember. It was just too nice. Look at how nice that card is. Maybe I got it for 20 on average. And a 72 Willie Mays. Little corner damage right there, but beautiful card. And I bought it raw, so that's always a plus. So with that, that was my little diatribe. Hope you enjoyed it. Just had to get some stuff off my chest. It was good to get this stuff out. And with that, peace out. Go Yankees.